Hey Bearcat fans, welcome to another edition of This Week in Bearcat Athletics. Well, both Bearcat basketball teams got some time off from the game floor last weekend, but with just 9 games remaining in MIAA play, they get right back to business this week. Also, multi-event athletes participate in Pella, Iowa. All of that and more coming up on This Week in Bearcat Athletics. The only game for the Bearcat men's basketball team was a loss at Missouri Southern in a Wednesday night game in Joplin. After a back-and-forth game in the first half, Missouri Southern built on a 5-point halftime lead to take a double-digit advantage with just under 9 minutes to play, and then hit free throws down the stretch to beat the Cats 77-65. Connor Crooker scored 15 points in 39 minutes of action to lead Northwest in scoring. Lyle Harris saw increased minutes with the injury to starting point guard Justin Pitts. Harris took advantage, scoring 14 points for his first double-digit scoring game this season. Freshman forward Brett Doherty got his first career start and put up 12 points while pulling down 7 rebounds. Senior guard Matt Wallace played an increased role at point guard with the Pitts injury. He scored 7 points and pulled down 7 rebounds. Next up for Northwest is league-leading Lindenwood at Bearcat Arena. There is some potential for the game to be a shootout, with the top 2 3-point shooting teams in the MIAA going at it. Northwest head coach Ben McCullum says perimeter defense will be a key.
Well, we've defended the 3 pretty well throughout the season. I think we're second in the league in 3-point field goal percentage defense. A lot of other teams get a lot of drive and kick. Theirs is off of screens where they gain an advantage off a screen. Then they may drive and kick off of that screen. So you're going to have to defend screens correctly. And then obviously identify who the shooters are and kind of where they get their shots at and try to eliminate some of that stuff. But, you know, with shooting teams generally, there's a way that they like to get them, whether it's drive and kick, whether it's off screens, whether it's inside out, whether it's whatever, and then you try to eliminate that.
Lindenwood leads the MIAA in 3-point field goals made with 165, followed closely by Northwest, which has hit 155. The Lions also lead the conference in 3-point field goal percentage, hitting 44.2% of their shots, followed very closely by Northwest, which hits an even 44% from beyond the arc. The Bearcats enter the game in a tie for 5th in the MIAA, 2 games behind Lindenwood, which is alone in first for now. The Northwest Missouri State women's basketball team will try to bounce back from a disappointing loss at Missouri Southern last week. The Bearcats held a 12-point lead with 9 minutes to play, only to see Southern come back, including scoring 8 of the last 10 points and a 60-59 win for the Lions. Ariel Easton scored 27 points to lead all scorers to go along with 9 rebounds. Timber Scheckinger had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Northwest enters the week in a 3-way tie for 12th in the league, and the 2 teams they play this week, Lindenwood and Lincoln, are the teams with identical conference records. Northwest head coach Michael Smith says this is a very important week for his team.
Well, you try not to stress that with your players, but as a staff, these are the 2 most important games of the season by far. I mean, I think these next 2 games, they set the tone for the next 7 or 8, whatever we have after that. And because again, they're teams that are at the bottom with us, and and if you beat them, then you've got the tiebreaker. As far as all that, that's why that Missouri Southern game would have been really, really big for us if we'd have pulled off that win, because we were able to get Central one time, we got them again, and if we could have gotten Southern on the road as well. Where they're at, because there's going to be a lot of tiebreakers. There always is scenarios at the end of the season. So these next 2 games, we're going to take them one at a time. Don't get me wrong. We're excited that Lindenwood game is in Bearcat Arena in front of our fans, and hopefully we can carry it over into Saturday's game at Lincoln.
Both Bearcat teams are home for the Wednesday game this week before traveling to Jefferson City Saturday afternoon. Multi-event athletes from the Northwest track and field teams competed at the Dutch Athletics Classic at Central College in Pella, Iowa last weekend. Anna Churchman had the best finish, taking the top collegiate spot and improving her NCAA Division II provisional mark, scoring 3,366 points, which includes top finishes in the shot put, 800-meter run, and high jump. Derek Schluter finished second on the men's side and hit a provisional mark with 4,608 points. Schluter won the pole vault and finished second in the 55-meter dash and 1,000-meter run. Full track and field teams will be competing this coming weekend in a two-day event in Seward, Nebraska at the Concordia Classic. As a final note, Wednesday, February 4th, you can learn all about the Bearcat football team's signing class by listening to a live event at noon with Bearcat head coach Adam Dorrell as he goes through the athletes that will be joining the Bearcat family. Listen for the show February 4th at noon on 90.5 KXCV or 88.9 KRNW. You can also listen to the show online with links found at BearcatSports.com. That's This Week in Bearcat Athletics. I'm Matt Gaarder.